What's up guys, Cadiro Slave, Lich, Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod build update. This build now uses Viper Cap, as you can see. So the things that I changed on the previous build is that build was using a companion and it is also a crit build, but this time we're not gonna use crit build, but this is gonna be it's gonna perform better than the crit build, to be honest, with this build. Yeah, this is severely this is like way superior than that build. So yeah, so I'm gonna explain to you how this build works. Essentially, since we're running Cadiro, we are not gonna get any DPS from our Quiver. Just think of this as something that is really useless, and like stat wise it's really useless. It doesn't give you any damage at all, it just gives you utility, and the utility it gives is this Covetous Arrow. So enemies killed with Covetous Arrow drop items which with 600% increased rarity. So the main purpose of this build is to be able to use this without taking, without clearing a juiced map that long, because you lose so much damage with this. And the only the way that you can use this on mapping but doing decent amount of damage at the same time in Deadeye is that just get a better bow. That's the solution on that one. But this one, you can use a shit bow, a shit non-crit bow, and you can literally the stats that we have will literally carry it despite just using Cadiro. So if you're looking at my current tooltip, this lightning arrow right here has 91k with a Nova projectile. So that's insane. 91k with Nova projectile. If we remove that, we have 152k, 156k when we're moving due to spray and pray. And yeah, it's 156k if we're not using Nova projectiles. And that's without a Quiver, by the way. If you don't want to use Cadiro, you can reach so much damage, because for example, you're gonna use like a visceral quiver, like the GG quiver, you can use that and you're just gonna have way too much damage. But obviously the main goal here is to have more utility, because we're already dealing so much damage, right? So yeah, so that's the main point of that. And the source of the main source of our damage is gonna come from Lich. So if you know Soza's Last Lament, it's essentially the same. We're gonna abuse this Eternal Life, which your life cannot change while you have Energy Shield, and at the same time you're also gonna get some tankiness by the Soulless form, which negates 10% damage taken, because since our life cannot change, this is free damage reduction. And at the same time we can also gain like the free damage, because Unholy Might gives extra grants 30% of all damage as extra chaos damage, which is insane. It's a free damage boost. And at the same time you can also run a this node here is really strong. You can essentially have a free jewel slot, and it also has double effect. So this jewel has 2%, then the actual effect of that is 4% movement speed. So yeah, with this Eternal Life, same as Soza's build, we can use Death's Articulated Ornate Gauntlet. So which means we can regenerate 5 rage, and rage just gives so much damage on this build. That's the main reason why we can run Cadiro without losing any damage, because we just have so much damage. As you can see, we have 94k, and that's without any Quiver at all, and like using a really tier 4 prefixes here, which is like really sad. But again, as I said, like with the rage mechanic here, with the battle trends, the more rage you have, the more damage you'll get. And with this version, we're also going to be using Viper Cap. So with Viper Cap, we will be able to have more 10% increased movement speed while surrounded, and you're also going to get 100% attack damage while surrounded. And guess what? Since you're low life, this node Last Stand this 2 effect here is literally 50%. So increase 25% increase attack damage while surrounded, and then you also have another 25% since we're on low life. So this node here is 75% attack damage, which is insane. And we also have another 25%, 20% attack speed while surrounded. Since we don't have any attack speed from our gloves, we'll be able to sustain our attack speed that way. As you can see, I don't have any martial tempo, but it, it shoots quite decently fast. And for this build though, if you're going on crit, you definitely would want either onslaught or attack speed on your suffix on your bow. If you onslaught is way better in mapping, but I just went for attack speed because I just want a consistent feeling. But if you went onslaught, you're gonna gain more movement speed that way. So as of right now, we are like 100% movement speed in hideout, and we're gonna gain more movement speed when we're actually in game, playing on the map. We'll gain more movement speed there. So this is what the setup looks like. Since we don't have any courser coat anymore, we are gonna sacrifice some movement speed penalty, so we are down to 20% already because of it. And then we also have a so that way we're gonna get our reduced movement speed penalty from our quick slip shoes, which you definitely would want this because you don't want your slowing down while shooting, since the main goal here is to not use Rhoa and not die when you get Shroud Walk in the middle of the pack, and just either by going back to main title or also why am I lagging though? Oh, the fucking shader, of course. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're gonna heavily invest into this tree with movement speed penalty here. Just get those. Also get here, get this, and yeah. So that's pretty much it for the tree. I'm gonna link the POB on the description. But yeah, I also went for crystallized immunities because we would like to be immune to ignite, right? Because since this is our health, basically our energy shield, once we're ignited, bro, we're gonna drain so much. We don't like that. So I just want to stand on ignited grounds and be immortal, bro. And yeah, so I went for that instead of this gem enthusiast for more movement speed. I want more survivability than like a 5% movement speed. I just love the QOL here. I didn't went for chill because chill is literally useless to us. I don't get slowed down at all. I don't notice any slowdowns when there's a chill map. So yeah, I just didn't went for it. Even temporal chains barely slows down us down. So yeah, this is pretty much the build update. Also note that you can go for okay, not Amber Amulet, but an amulet that pretty much has maximum energy shield, 50 spirit, global defense, and your chosen rest. You can go for that for this non-crit build. And for your rings, you definitely not want intelligence. You can just ditch this, but yeah. This may be a stat hungry, and you might have a problem on the stats. But for me, I just don't have any problem with that because I also have plus 11 on this one, and with spaghettification you also have extra attributes. So yeah, the attributes there is really enough. But you can just drop this and get another res to be more consistent. But this is the current ring that I'm using, so I'm too lazy to change it. But yeah, you can get another res instead of a attribute there. And yeah, that's about it for this build.